a special treat. A young lady from the East Coast making her first ever West Coast appearance, Cha-Cha Muldowney. They're set. The start. Both drivers get all the traction they can handle. This is a good race until half-track. Cha-Cha Muldowney is pulling ahead of Art Foster, and she takes the win light. A 6:55 for Cha-Cha improves on her qualifying time, 215 miles an hour, to poor Art 6:75.
Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be building the Shirley Muldowney Ford Mustang funny car from MPC and Round 2 models. I really enjoy building funny cars and dragsters, and this is one of my favorites that I recently got for Christmas last year, and I've been looking forward to building this kit. Now, this kit was originally issued way back in 1971 as a new tool by Revell. And the car they used for the design was the Blue Max funny car. And then they re-released the kit again in 1972, again under Revell, but they had new decals and it was depicted as the Bounty Hunter funny car. And then now this current version, released in 2024, of the Shirley Muldowney car. Now, from what I can tell, this is the only time the Shirley Muldowney car has ever been released, so that's pretty cool. And for me, growing up in the 70s watching drag racing on TV with my dad, Shirley Muldowney was one of the most popular racers of the time. Now, if you don't know who Shirley Muldowney is, I suggest you look her up. She's a pretty amazing person. She holds the title of being the First Lady of Drag Racing, and she began street racing back in the 50s. In 1958, she made her drag racing debut at the Fonda Speedway, where she obtained her NHRA Pro license in 1965. She competed in 1969 and 1970 in the U.S. Nationals in the Top Gas category. And then when that category started to lose popularity, she switched over to funny cars. Now, her funny car career didn't actually last that long. She had a lot of challenges with that, and she was involved in 4 major car fires. The worst one was in 1973 at the NHRA U.S. Nationals held in Indy. After that incident, she vowed to never drive a funny car again, so at that point, she moved over to Top Fuel. Now, she made her Top Fuel debut at the Cayuga Dragway Park in Ontario. That involved her taking some licensing runs in front of none other than Connie Kalita, Don Garlitz, and Tommy Evo. When the 3 of them signed off on her license, she was the first woman ever to be certified to compete in Top Fuel. Now, she didn't just run races, she actually won a lot of races. Now, her breakthrough season was in '76 at the Spring Nationals. She qualified number 1, posted a low elapsed time of 5.96 and a top speed of 243.90 miles an hour. And then she won the finals, becoming the first woman to win an NHRA national event. And her career continued to accelerate from there on. And then in 1983, they actually made a movie about her called Heart Like a Wheel. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good movie to watch. I've seen it a couple times, and it just goes over a lot of her history and just a really cool film. So there you have it, friends, a brief history of Shirley Muldowney and her racing career. All right, so this isn't going to be like a review video or anything. I'm just going to build this for fun, and I'm going to try to do it justice. So this isn't going to be a full build review or anything. This is just a kit I'm going to build and have some fun with. But before I get started, I want to say thank you to all my current subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate all of you. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome and thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. All right, now that that's out of the way, I'm going to grab some tools and some paint and get to the build. Hey there friends, there's a lot more to come in this video, but I just wanted to take a quick moment to show off some of my new and classic t-shirt designs from my shop. If you're like me and love wearing t-shirts and building scale models, then you know there aren't many hobby themed options out there. Well, now there are. Check out my scale model themed shirts, hoodies, mugs, and stickers, all designed by a scale model builder for scale model builders. From some of my newest designs like Keep Calm and Build Scale Models, and Glue, Paint, Repeat, to some of my all-time bestsellers like I Heart Scale Models and Eat, Sleep, Build Models, Repeat. There is something for everyone. You can find them at the website on your screen, the link in the description, or just scan the QR code on the screen with your phone. So be sure to check them out today. And now, back to the build. Okay, just a quick update. I've got this, the sheet metal frame that goes underneath the body put together here that attaches here to the frame. I've just got this test fitted here, but I will be getting that into prime and paint. I got my engine block put together. I'll get this primed and then painted. I got to do some sanding there and clean that up. Also, something I'm doing a little different. Usually I wait until the end of the build to complete my bodies and decals, but on this one, I went ahead and did it first. I'm pretty happy with how it came out for the most part. Am having one issue, but more on that in a bit. So for the body, since we've had some nice warmer days here lately, I went ahead and sprayed it with some paint that I had from a previous model, and I used this Rust-Oleum. It's paint and primer. This is a gloss marigold, and I just really like the way this color matches the artwork and also just matches really close to the actual color of the car. As for the details around it, I masked off everything and painted a bright silver around the trim, the back window there, which actually isn't a window at all. And then I applied all of the decals. Now, these decals are good. Normally I don't have a problem with decals on these kits. The side decals, everything went on great. The back decals, the top. The only decal I'm having a problem with is this hood decal. It's actually 3 pieces. It's this one big piece and then 2 smaller pieces for right in front of the vents. For whatever reason, they're wrinkling up a little bit. Right now I've got some softener decal setting solution on there to try to soften them a little bit, maybe smooth that out. But other than that, everything's gone great. I'm not too worried about that. I think I'll be able to get it smoothed out enough and then put a nice thick clear coat over it to kind of hide some of the blemishes. But overall, so far, this has been a real fun kit. It's going together really easily. I love the look of it. The Shirley Muldowney graphics and everything, really nice for this kit. All right, so let's get back to the build. And here we have it, friends, the Shirley Muldowney's Mustang, the Bounty Huntress, from MPC and Round 2 models. As I said in the intro, this particular kit's been used many times over the years with different graphics for different cars. And even though this isn't an exact replica of Shirley Muldowney's Mustang, it's a pretty nice replica for sure. I really enjoyed building this kit. It was just kind of an easy build. This particular MPC kit goes together pretty much with no issues, outside of the normal quirks of these old kits. But otherwise, a really fun kit to build. I really had a good time building the Shirley Muldowney version because I am a fan of Shirley Muldowney, and I really do appreciate all of her contributions to the world of motorsports and paving the way for so many women in the sport. A really interesting history. I'll leave some links down to a couple videos about Shirley and her history down below in the description. Be sure to check them out. The only real issue I had was with the decals on the hood. They never did really flatten out really well. I think it might just be because they're a little thick, but because they are thick, they don't tear and wrinkle as easily. So, there's a compromise there. I think if I had reworked the hood a little more with some Solvaset, it might have been able to lay down a little better, but once I got my clear coat on, it looks pretty good. And that pretty much does it for this build. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't done it already, please hit that subscribe button down below. It helps out the channel and I'd really appreciate it. All right, so until next time, friends, everyone be safe out there and go build something.